Jack Suwinski joining us right now from the Pittsburgh Pirates, the big slugger. Jack, are you ready for arbitration one day?
Yeah, one day. I've been hearing you guys talk for the past couple minutes. It sounds like it's getting pretty intense.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, where are you at? How's your offseason going?
Yeah, it's solid. I'm in Chicago right now. I'm actually just at one of our facilities, taking a quick break to hang out with you guys. But it's been solid. It hasn't been too cold, but we got a lot of snow moving in right now. But it's been good. It's been real good.
Do you train there all offseason, Jack, in Chicago?
Yeah, primarily I spend the most of my time here in Chicago. I bounce around from a couple different facilities, and I'll get out to Pittsburgh once in a while, and then a couple other things come up. I went to a couple weddings, but all the off-season training takes place up here.
Okay, so the most important question I have to ask before we even get into anything about your workouts, and Scott cares about how much pounds you can curl.
Oh, he's working out in the cold.
I know,
Chicago.
But okay. Here's the beat. Were you a Cubs or a White Sox fan growing up? That's all we need to know.
Oh, dude, I was a White Sox fan growing up.
Okay, you can stay. If you would have said the other one, the interview was over.
Leave that shoot shot on for the next 15 minutes. Go ahead.
No, I just had to know the answer.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the next. Oh, Canerco. He's going to say Canerco. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, that was my guy. That was my guy.
Come on, dude.
Legend.
I mean, I'm not dumb. Okay, now
that was my.
Here's another legitimate question. When I manage the WBC team for Poland, will you play?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
First commitment
right there. You're on the board.
God, what is going on right now? I love it.
Yeah. Wait, so you're up in Chicago. You're a White Sox fan. You know that AJ doesn't want the White Sox to ever win a World Series, right? He is so happy when they are eliminated every year. No, okay.
That is such bullshit.
Like AJ said, here's my legitimate question. What are you doing there when you can go and live down in Pirate City in the warm Florida air? And are you happy that you never have to live at Pirate City again now that you're a bona fide big leaguer?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I actually never lived at Pirate City. So when I got traded over in 21, I went to their AA team. And then the next year, I got to go to big league camp with them. So the only experience I had at Pirate City was listening to some of the stories from my fellow teammates. And after listening to them, I'm kind of glad that I got to skip out on that one.
Talking about fellow teammates, man. Talk about Andrew McCutchen a little bit, man. How was it like playing with him, a guy you probably most likely looked up to? Talk to us a little about him, man, because I remember playing against him. He was a class act all the way through.
Yeah, he is a class act, that's for sure. He's also, a good leader, really funny guy. He's pretty goofy. He's a goofball, so I mean, he'll keep things light for sure. He'll be dancing and joking and everything, but at the same time, he's a leader. He keeps us straight. He sets the pace, and he'll get on the mic sometimes. He'll get us going in the locker room. He'll come in after a win, start dancing. It's been real cool to have him around.
What do you see the Pirates offseason so far? Successful, right on par with what you thought it was going to be. I could give two shakes. I don't care because we're going to go out and bang this year. What do you see what they've done so far as, from your eyes?
Yeah, I like it. It looks good to me. I know we picked up a couple starters, picked up a couple position players, some hitters. But I think you touched on a couple really good points. Like I know that we're going to go out and bang pretty well. We got some young guys, we got some vets, and we're meshing really well. I just came back from Pirates Fest this weekend actually, and it was great to see those boys and get everyone in the same room, just hanging out, seeing the fans, seeing the excitement. So it's real, it's there, and we know we got a pretty good group, and we got something special to build off of.
Hey, so at Pirates Fest, there was this thing going on where fans, they said we have to really figure out what questions you're going to ask because they were kind of voiding some of them. How did that go? Were the fans a little crazy over there, or was it, kind of normal? The questions pretty good.
Questions were good. I didn't get anything too out of the ordinary. So they were good, but it's always good to see them and hear from them and, connect with them on an off the field personal level.
Okay, so I have to ask this. Can you take off your hat? Because you normally have like long flowing locks. Do you have?
Yeah, dude, I just cut it.
Oh
What?
man,
It's still
man.
it's still working.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
it's
It's a
not as
mess.
long as it was.
That's why I got the beanie on, but
Was Rowdy Tellez at Pirates Fest?
I didn't see him.
Because I wanted you to just walk up to him when you had all the long hair, because he's
Oh, yeah.
balding, and just
Yep.
walk up to him and just shake your hair in his face and be like, "You'll never have this again."
Yeah, I know. No, that's cool. He's a cool guy. I've gotten to interact with him a couple times when he's playing first base. He's always been super good to me. So I'm pretty excited to have him around, have him in the locker room. I've heard really good things, and yeah, Pirates Fest was like the big blowout. You know, I went on the radio show at Pirates Fest. I told him I was cutting my hair, and through the whole interview, it seems to be the biggest takeaway from everyone.
I'll just go straight up on this one. Are the Pirates going to make the playoffs next year?
Yeah,
this
we're
year,
going to
I would
push.
say 2024.
This year.
It's not 24.
Yeah, we're looking for it. You know, that's not our ultimate goal, but that is one of our goals this year as a team. We want to make the playoffs, and even last year, you know, I don't think we weren't like too far out of that race. You know, you look back when it gets down to September and we're, you know, 6-7 games back, and you think about some of those games in May, June, July, where it was one run, we could have came out on top. And, you know, if we won 6 or 7 more of those games, we're fighting for a spot right there. And we're getting a lot of guys back, and a lot of guys know what's at stake, and a lot of guys want to win. So we're excited to come out and, you know, collect some W's and get into the playoffs this year.
What does that take? What, like, you haven't been in the playoffs with the Pirates. Only person with the Pirates that has seen the playoffs is Kutch. What does that take for you guys? You said, you know, you get 6 or 7 extra wins here or there. That's tough in the big leagues. Like, where do you find that, not motivation, because I know what the motivation is. Like, you want to see that place back in black and all the fans packing it out.
Yeah.
But what does that take? And how do you, like, to me, it'd be like me saying, I want to make it to the moon. Like, you ain't never been to the moon. How are you going to get to the moon?
Yeah. No, that's a fair question. You know, I've never been to the playoffs. It is something I want to experience, something I want to do. But we do have some guys who have experience, you know, like Kutch, and, you know, our bench coach DK talks about the playoffs a lot. You know, he gives us examples of the atmosphere and whatnot, and some of the crowds that we're around, some of those games that we're in. You know, he'll give us resemblances of, you know, what a playoff atmosphere is going to be like, what the game's going to be like. A lot of us are looking forward to it. Like you said, we don't know exactly what it entails, but we just know we want to get there, and however that happens is going to unfold this year, I guess.
Hey, Don Kelly never played no playoff games. He rode the bench like a champ in them games for those Tigers teams, though. All right.
No
He was
way.
out?
He played.
No, come on now.
I saw
He
that
was a
homer
guy.
he pumped in New York. That
Yeah.
homer.
Yeah, that's right. No,
Yep.
I love Don Kelly's one of the best dudes of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen Krautz's background today, by the way, where he's at?
The Reds background.
Yeah, does that hurt your heart? It's kind of bullshit,
I mean,
right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but
I'm just trying to troll. I'm just trying to troll you Pirates. I'm just trying to make you guys feel like you. Hey, you want to be the Reds or you want to be the Pirates? Which is it?
Yeah, no, we're gonna be the Pirates. We had some good battles with the Reds this year. I think they're in a similar spot. You know, they got some really good players that are coming up. They got some good players to build off of, and, you know, in division. So I'm excited to, you know, compete with them.
What does Derek Shelton bring every day? I remember Derek when he was the hitting coach way back in the day, and with the Rays, and now he's worked his way up to bench coach. Now he's Mr. Manager guy. I know I did a Pirates game in Milwaukee, and he sat in his office all professional and was giving me all these answers. So what does Derek Shelton bring every day to the Pirates?
Yeah, he's an amazing leader. You know, as a manager, just leading our team. He'll show up every day. He'll chat with us. He'll check in. You know, every day I see him make it a point to say hello to everyone, greet everyone throughout the workday. You know, some are short, some are quicker than others, but I think that's pretty cool. You know, he's always around. He's always available to talk to. He sets the pace. He sets the pace for this club, and, you know, that's something that we all look up to, something, you know, who we look to throughout the season, and I think he does a great job at it.
All right, we have Jameson Taillon on next. Okay, you know who Jameson Taillon is?
I do.
You absolutely own this, dude, and I am going to bring it up because every time we have a pitcher on, we're going to bring him up. So you and I both own him. I'm only hitting
Nice.
500 off him. You're hitting 800 off him. Is that your prototypical pitcher that you want to face? And we won't tell him everything exactly what you said when he comes up.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember the first time seeing him when he was with the Yankees in Pittsburgh, 4th of July game. I think there were some factors to it, the crowd was good, and 4th of July, everyone was pretty excited. It's a good day for some ball. Yeah, but I just felt really good. I feel pretty good in there facing him. Not a discredit to the stuff he's got because I know he's an incredible pitcher. But I just feel like I see the ball pretty well, and especially playing like back at Wrigley this year, I still get some butterflies being back in the hometown. So I think I got like a little extra advantage, some little extra adrenaline pumping those days. So I see the ball a little better. I see the spin a little better. Things are a little clearer.
Jack, question for you. Have you talked to the Pirates at all about any long-term extension action? I mean, they've started to get more involved on that front with some of your teammates like Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds, who I'm a big OPS plus guy. You beat him by a couple points last year, and I like Reynolds a lot. So just wondering, if it hasn't come up, would you engage in those kind of conversations if they did come up at spring training, which is usually extension season?
Yeah, nothing's come up yet. But yeah, I like Pittsburgh a lot. I love the people. I love the organization. I like the city. The stadium is beautiful. I would love to stay. I'd definitely be interested in having those conversations in the future, in the near future even.
And then I got another statistical question for you. So this past season, you had 13 stolen bags. You're fast as hell, man. I'm trying to find real quick where you're at sprint speed. You're in the 80-something percentile. You're going to try and rack up a few more bags? Todd Father's kind of our resident stolen base expert, since he predicted accurately that we'd get to like 70-something for our leader last year. Seeing what you did, right? A full season of the increased stolen bases based on the rule changes. Do you have a goal in mind?
I think a sweet number would be 20 bags. I got to give a lot of credit to our first base coach, T-Brock. He helps me out a ton in leads and knowing the pitcher and what kind of move they got, situation of the game. Is it a good time to go? Good time to take a chance. So he's been helping me out a lot. And yeah, I feel good running, like I got some speed. It might not always look like I'm a burner out there, but speed and sprinting and acceleration is something that I really do take pride in and work really hard on in the off season to hit that max speed, hit that top speed, so I could go out and, get some bags, and even besides bags, first to third, home to second, second to home, things like that. I think it's a great thing to have.
I'm not saying it has to be an either or, but for this exercise, it is an either or. Would you rather be an all-star and delay the Pirates postseason for one more year, so you guys would make the postseason 2025, or would you rather make the postseason this year and be an all-star in 2025?
I got to go with the postseason. I think I can wait a year on being an all-star. Plus, if we make the postseason, I'd like to imagine that I'm helping the team, so I'm already playing well enough to help the team to get to the postseason. I definitely want to see these guys and be with this group and get into the postseason and compete and just do whatever we can to win.
Damn, who's slamming the weights, buddy?
Yeah,
someone's just throwing some weights.
Oh, can you hear? Yeah. Some guys are starting to roll into the gym right here. So yeah.
All right. So who makes your hype video? I got to know, because we keep showing this hype video. Is that your personal hype video? You watch that before every game?
There's a couple of them out there at this point now. Yeah, those are sweet videos. Our media team does an incredible job in terms of, content, pictures, videos. It seems to me like they're always in the right place at the right time, and they're getting these shots, and I don't know how they do it, but and then they put stuff like this together. They send it over. They're like, hey, we made a little something for you. Let us know if you like it. I'm like, what's not to like about that? Those things they're gas. I mean, these videos, the the music they put in there, the clips they put in there, they're pretty cool. I watch them pretty often. I'm not gonna lie. It gets me fired up.
I like that.
Dig yourself.
You need
Oh,
dig
absolutely.
me tape.
Yeah.
It's not dig me tape anymore. What's the term?
Dig me reels.
Dig me video.
Dig me video. I like it.
Yeah.
Jack, do you feel like when you play the San Diego Padres, you just have like a little extra motivation because obviously you're happy where you're at, but you know it's your first trade. It's the team that drafted you. Do you feel like there's a little extra prove it or juice when you play them? I know they're not in the division, but obviously you'll play them a few times.
Yeah, I've gotten to play them a couple times now. It's been pretty cool. There are a touch of nerves because they traded you away, and you want to play real good against those guys. And I've had a couple good games against them, so that feels pretty good to play well against that team. It was pretty cool this past year, being with a couple guys on the Pirates who came from the Padres that I knew previously, like Bednar and Tucapita, who's actually going back to the Padres now, I think that's pretty cool, full circle. But yeah, I definitely want to go out there. I want to play real well. I want to beat those guys.
All right, so I don't know a ton about your background, and I'm assuming fans outside of Pittsburgh don't know a ton about your background. But when a dude puts up the numbers that you put up as a 15th rounder from a cold weather state, represent, because those Florida guys are a little bit softer. They're not like us, cold weather, but you're real cold weather. Like I grew up in PA. Todd's from Jersey. Like that's kind of cold. You're another
I'm Chicago
level.
tough.
You are Chicago. You're Chicago molded. You're not Chicago tough. You're Chicago molded. But tell us about that journey and what it's made, like how that shaped you as a player now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the reasons why I love being here in the off season. I grew up here. I grew up in the city. I went to a public school, Chicago public schools, all my life, and that's a big reason of why I am who I am today. And then playing at a inner city high school, and then being able to get some college offers, and then to be able to get scouted by professional scouts, and have the opportunity to get drafted, and then accept that, and go out to AZ, and go through the minor league journey. I definitely am proud of where I come from, and part of that comes from my dad and the things that he instilled in me, but also just the neighborhood where we're from and what we do. And it's Chicago. We're working hard. We're working for what we got, and a lot of that stuff comes from my dad. It comes from the neighborhood. It comes from the schools I went to and the people I was around. So we wear that on our sleeve.
Jack, has your life changed at all since being, a regular big leaguer in terms of hometown, other kind of reach outs these guys will say sometimes? Suddenly it's like their third cousin once removed is like, yo, I need, partial season tickets, hook me up. Anything change in your life there?
Very slightly, very slightly. I love people. That's the thing, so like when I get to hear from people I haven't heard from in a while, whether it's family, friends, or kids I went to high school with, I think it's cool that we get reconnected because of the game. It fell off for whatever reason, but yeah, some people are reaching out for tickets. Some people are reaching out, trying to come to games when we're in Chicago. I think, I wish I could do everything for everybody, but, time isn't on my side, and we only get so many tickets per game. I gotta break that news to them. So
yeah, you're gonna play.
You gotta pay.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't play for free when you come into Chicago. Now, do you have any Chicago? I get it. I see. I didn't know the rivalry in Chicago, the Cubs White Sox rivalry, but AJ's privied me to it. Do you have any friends that are like, dude, bro, I'm not coming to watch you play for the Pirates until you come and play the Sox. I'm not going into Wrigley. Do you have anybody that does that?
So when I was younger, the rivalry was a lot more intense as kids. We would break off into sides and, get into little scuffles, Cubs fans and Sox fans, and, winning games and losing games. So that was a lot of fun. But I think the Sox fans are, I think they're okay, willing to, come into Wrigley when I'm there. But I think that might be one of the only times that they're going to do that. But we do have the White Sox on the schedule this year, so that's pretty cool. Get those Sox fans, out to the cell or guaranteed rate, I guess.
The sell. Call it this. It's always going to be the sell.
It is the sell. That's what I said. I was just having this conversation the other day. To me, it's going to be the sell because that's what I grew up with.
That's
Me
real.
too.
Well, and also, I mean, we're not getting paid by whatever company sponsors a ballpark. So unless they want to pay us, we call it whatever the hell we want.
By the way, it has a red arrow going down.
Yeah.
It says guaranteed rate and a red arrow is pointing down.
It means the
Yeah, they
rates
want to
going
bring your
down.
rates down.
I know, but like you
Rates are
have that
going
all over the
down.
field. It's just an arrow pointing down. It's like, what's happening?
Hell.
Ground balls. Ground balls.
Where they're
Yeah.
playing. They're playing right there.
Yeah.
Bottom
Hey.
of the division.
Jack, question about your Pirates teammates. So obviously the Pirates don't always get the most national attention. Is there a player on your team that we should be talking more about? It could be a prospect, it could be a younger player, could be just a guy that's been in the bigs that you just think is really good and doesn't get talked about enough. And then part two is, who else should we talk to on your team? We've spoken to players on every team, but like, who are we missing that you're like, this dude's a hoot?
Man, picking one is tough. I could go on and on about my teammates. But I've been chatting it up a lot this offseason with Josh Palacios. That's my guy. You know, we've been talking hitting, talking lifting. You know, he lives in New York City and I live in Chicago, so we chat about the city life and that, and it's a little cold and, you know, just keeping up with each other. And, you know, we're both Chapel guys, so, you know, we'll keep each other accountable and, you know, lean on each other. So last year, getting to know him was really cool. And, you know, he came in and he did some damage, especially towards the end of the year. Some games he came through clutch. You know, he had a walk-off homer on his birthday, left on left. So I thought that was one of the coolest things I saw all year last year. And then, you know, seeing him hit some homers at Wrigley to, you know, put us up, get us some of those W's. And just his energy. He's got so much energy. He's got that, you know, Brooklyn energy, charisma to him. He's a lot of fun to be around.
We watched the highlight videos and you talk about Palacios highlight. What is your favorite big league highlight so far? 3 home run game? Is it like, what is your favorite highlight that you're like,
Wrigley homer. I called it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh man, like picking one. If I have to pick one, it's got to be the Father's Day. You know, there's nothing. You know, nothing compares to that. The first Wrigley homer was really special. The first walk-off homer was really special. But Father's Day was on another level. I didn't even know how that happened. That was great. I don't even know what was going on that day, but that's definitely at the top of the list for sure.
Love that. And by the way, we've had Josh Palacios on recently. We had the combo, the Josh Ritchie combo together for 20 minutes. They were great. So yeah, I'm with you. They're awesome. Yeah. Well, Jack, it was great hanging with you, dude. We appreciate it. Go rip some weights. Show them how it's done. All right.
Yeah. We got to show these kids what's up.
Yeah. Show them that 25 plus homer pop, man. Good talking to you. We'll see you in spring training.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.